today I am going to be showing you at home how to make these tacos. I just want to, every time, I said that once, now I just want to say it every time. What's up everybody, my name is Josh Migliori and welcome back to another episode of the Running the Pass cooking show. Welcome back. We are going right into week 2 of the Vacation Recreation series. And you're probably sitting at home asking yourself, how is Josh going to recreate and top episode 1, that insane, delicious looking pulled pork sandwich? How's he going to do it? How is he going to do it? Well, if you haven't been watching along very long, we always go the extra mile. We always outdo ourselves every single week. And this week is nothing short of that. We are going to be recreating the Catfish Tacos from Little Donkey in Homewood, Alabama. Now, what is Little Donkey? Little Donkey is not your ordinary Mexican restaurant. No. They are adding a southern twist to all of their dishes on their menu. And one of them that stood out to me, especially when we were eating pretty much most of the food on the menu, was their Catfish Tacos. So today I am going to be showing you, yes you, right at home, how to make these delicious tacos. We're going to be making the flour tortillas from scratch, making the pickled red onions, the sausage. You guys know how we do it. So as always, let's stop talking about it and let's get into it.
Alright, let's start off by making some pickled red onions and jalapenos. First, slice up very thinly 1 full red onion. Next, simply chop up a jalapeno. Again, you can do 1 or 2 depending on how spicy you want them. And then once you're done cutting them up, add them to a bowl. Now with your heat on medium-high, add 2 cups of white distilled vinegar and 2 cups of water and some black peppercorns. Now add a 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of sea salt, and then simply bring this up to a rip-roaring soar and keep whisking until your salt and sugar have dissolved. Now add your jalapenos and your pickled red onions evenly between your mason jars. After letting your pickling liquid cool down for 15 to 20 minutes, pour it over your onions and jalapenos in your mason jar and let this cool down for an additional hour before putting the cap on. Otherwise, things may get messy and you know you're not going to like that. Now we are on to that luscious chipotle cream sauce. Start off by adding 2 to 3 chipotle peppers that have been sitting in adobo sauce. And if you like it spicy, add some adobo sauce to the mixture as well. Then, using a microplane, grate in 1 whole garlic clove. Next, add in 1 cup of sour cream. Next, add in 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Now add in a big pinchy of pepper, a pinchy of salt, and don't forget garlic and onion powder. Lastly, all you'll need to do is add in the juice of 1/2 a lime. Now all that's left to do is blend up that bad Larry until everything's nice and smooth, alright? And then add it to a sauce bottle. Store your sauce in the refrigerator until ready to use. Now for making these flour tortillas, in a mixing bowl, add 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Then, with your mixer on low speed, let your dry ingredients mix and come together for about 5 minutes. Now add in 3 tablespoons of beef tallow, or you can use lard or vegetable oil if you do not have access to this. Now, gradually add 3/4 cup of water to your dry mixture and let it come together for another 10 to 15 minutes until you have a consistency that is like cornmeal. Once the dough has come together, turn your mixer off and dump your dough out onto your countertop and get ready because you're going to be using your big ass muscles and kneading this dough until you have a smooth texture. This should take about 10 to 15 minutes, but do not cut this short. This is a crucial step to having a great dough. Then wrap it in plastic wrap and let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes. Once your dough is rested, divide your dough evenly into 16 pieces that weigh 35 grams. I know, you're probably saying, oh my gosh, he's using grams. He has to be so precise. It's the end of the world. Hush. This will lead to consistent and thin, beautiful flour tortillas. Then take your balls, flatten them out on your countertop, fold the edges into the center, and roll them into nice, luscious, smooth balls. Repeat this process until all 16 balls have been formed. Then place a damp towel on top of them and let them rest for 15 minutes. Using a tortilla press lined with 2 pieces of parchment paper, flatten out all 16 dough balls. If you don't have a tortilla press, don't fret, we haven't forgotten about you. With a rolling pin, roll out your dough evenly until it's about 1/8 of an inch in thickness, and keep repeating this process until all your dough balls have been rolled out, and make sure to use parchment paper in between every flour tortilla to prevent sticking. Now with your cast iron pan rip-roaring and soaring, add your flour tortillas. Now these will cook up extremely fast, so do not walk away. 1 to 2 minutes per side. Repeat this process until all your flour tortillas are done, and wrap them in a towel and keep them warm until you're ready to serve. Now we are on to trimming up and portioning out our catfish. Here's a helpful tip. If you cannot find catfish in your area, use either flounder or tilapia. They are almost identical. Now you're going to want to let your catfish soak in either whole milk or buttermilk for about 30 minutes before you're frying. This helps pull out some of that dirty, mineral, muddy taste that a lot of people do not like when they're eating catfish. So I added some whole milk, hot sauce, and a little bit of salt, and let this sit again for 30 minutes before I was ready to fry. Now for the cornmeal batter, you're going to add 2 to 3 cups of coarse ground cornmeal. Then add about 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and onion powder. Lastly, you'll add 1 big pinchy of salt and a nice pinchy of pepper. Now, all that's left to do is give this a good whisking and get all those ingredients well incorporated. Now, take a Dutch oven and fill it halfway up with a neutral flavored oil and heat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, take your catfish from your wet batter and add it to your cornmeal dry batter, and then in batches, 1 to 2 at a time, fry up your catfish. This will cook up extremely fast. This took 3 to 5 minutes, and once I pulled them out of the oil, I salted them generously. For real, who doesn't like a nice salted piece of fried fish? If you don't, you're crazy. Get out of here. Repeat this process until all of your fish is fried, golden brown, and delicious. Remove it from the oil, let it drain over a wire rack placed on top of a sheet tray. Now, to plate this beast of a taco, take one of those beautiful flour tortillas and add 2 pieces of that crispy, beautiful fried catfish. Then take your chipotle cream sauce and generously add a good amount to the top of that. Next, your pickled red onions and 2 of those pickled jalapenos. Gives you a little bit of that tang and sweetness and a little bit of spice in every bite. Next, you're just going to add just a little bit of cilantro, because why not? Now, just to be fancy, we took some scallions and sliced them extra thin, let them sit in ice water. They curled up like a spring. It just looks really nice. And there you go, folks. Catfish tacos.
All right, guys, there you have it. My take on the catfish tacos from Little Donkey down in Homewood, Alabama. Vacation Recreation, episode 2. It's done. It's in the books. We killed this. You have that fish. It's cornmeal battered. It's crispy. It's crunchy. It's delicious. All topped off with pickled red onions and jalapenos and that chipotle cream sauce. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's creamy. Guys, there's nothing better than this other than snuggling it ever so gently in between the fresh flour tortillas. Now, as always, I'm gonna dive into this beautiful taco because why not? Look at it. What else would we do? We're gonna just leave it here on the plate? No way. Everything about taco goes perfectly. You've got the sharp bite from the vinegar and those pickled red onions. You got the spiciness from the jalapenos and that chipotle cream, and that fish. It's sweet, it's flaky, it's fall apart tender, and that batter, I mean, it just adds just a little bit of texture. Those flour tortillas, out of bounds, out of this world. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we have new episodes dropping every other Wednesday, and do not miss the next episode because we are going to be capping off the vacation recreation series. If you thought the past 2 episodes were great, boy, oh boy, are we going to be sending this off on a high note. And as always, I'm going to tell you, click the subscribe button right over here. Just click it. And if you want to follow us along on all social media, please click the link in the description below. We will see you next time.